move here for MVP space.
Definitely a transition. You can see, even though the entire season has had a very locked and limited map pool, Wolf can still predict as soon as it becomes open.
I mean, it's when you look at these two teams.
They have no match history this season on Temple of Anubis, and you still call it.
I mean, it's just like, you're looking at Oberon, right? He's got a good Winston. Kaiser stays in. And you have a dive player in Yaki who has performed stellarly on the Genji in the past. Pharah probably irrelevant here, so play to your strengths. Now, it is defense here for Stormquake. And so far, Yaki's still on the Zarya. Fuse going to look for potentially a leading shot here on the Widow, and then we'll swap back to Lucio. But yeah, I did not expect this. I figured the reason would be we'd see the Genji, but not willing to take that risk, even though it's worked before on this map against 3-3.
Yeah, just popping up over the top. Fuse not going to be able to find anything. Biding their time at the moment. Now going to be pushing forward. Looks like it's going to be the bottom right side here for the attacking approach. Undyne tagged up quite a bit. Drop down very aggressively here from Stormquake. Kaiser, he's going to get pinned and taken down. That is going to be an absolutely tragic start here for the side of Stormquake on the defense. But Lastro and Proper, they even things up. They get rid of Fuse and Tuba. Bianca nearly taken out of the map. Kaiser will be able to charge back in time to rejoin with his squad. So good on his teammates to go ahead, level things out. And Kaiser is still going to be over Oberon here as far as the ult charge is concerned.
They need these kill confirms. The composition they're running doesn't have the mobility to get on the high ground. They get that one low ground kill on the Kaiser, but they can't get anything else because they can't get up here without taking too much damage. That's why dive and that Winston Genji is still popular here, albeit hard to use, still popular because it's the best way oftentimes to get up on the high ground and kill those supports, get those dash resets, and take the point.
Well, full high ground approach here. Proper has the grab online. Yaki only at 33%. Shatter going to be coming down from Kaiser. Finds one, Tuba going to be eliminated here. Undyne with that Transcendence, not enough to keep the Brig in the fight now. Oberon likely to be eliminated. Goes lower and lower. Bubble's going to expire. He will be picked off. Lastro comes up with a double. It's Undyne right after the enemy Rhine. And that will be them held at bay.
The Genji pick here, by the way, is by no means a must pick. It's an MVP-specific pick. You know, was one of the reasons why I thought they'd pick this map. When they picked it, I thought it comes out for sure, right?
Or Pharah.
Yeah, Pharah also a possibility here on A, absolutely. Sometimes you can even make it work on B if you go for the double cap. But they do neither, and they're losing out against this comp of Stormquake that has the positional advantage. The same comp they've lost to 2 maps in a row.
Oh, I thought maybe Proper's going to try to throw it straight into the corner. Does not, holds on to it, still just going to be poking out with the right click to build up some energy here. Currently sitting at 40. Drop down, going up to 80 now. Shatter will come out, Kaiser going to get locked up, and Lastro's there with the Transcendence, keeping everybody alive. It comes through, however, and Amy will get picked off. Now the grab comes in. Bomb up over the top, sound barrier, trying to save their line. Instantly, then to find Yaki. Spawning Shatter out from Kaiser, locks up Oberon, the Fire Strike will take him down now. Lastro going to be fragging out of control yet again. Comes up with another kill there as Tuba does get eliminated. Almost finds the pin there on the Bianca, but his mech will get popped all the same.
The staggered ultimates here from Stormquake are incredible. I mean, we see the Shatter come in at the last second, prevent the retreat, make sure he can clean up those members. If you look at the ult charge here for Proper as well, grabbed first, because of that Shatter and the chasing damage they're able to accrue, he holds 62% of the next grab available. Not to mention that Amy and Lastro with their high ground control do that extra damage to get those heals off, so they have the better support ultimates leading up into Undyne, obviously, once he uses that trance.
Being right around the corner here, Bianca looking for a pick off, poop over to the side, and Sudogen will get popped. Transcendence used on the push here from Undyne. Now Proper eliminated as well just before he can get that next grab online. Things will inevitably get popped out of the mech, and this will lead to a cap onto point A. They drain down the clock significantly here. Stormquake, though, is going to get set up on point B as MVP space moves to about 4 minutes, 33 seconds.
Yeah, it won't be a crazy time bacon. It won't be a double cap, really, with the ults that they will carry here. But they had a very thin window before those support ultimates that are coming online now for Stormquake. Before Proper had that grab, they've slid through under the door. Well, let's see if they can be efficient here now on the attack. At least it's not the same disaster we saw on Blizzard World. They will slowly move forward. Oberon's Shatter, they may want to hold here.
Trap will come down, locking him in right on the bridge. FaZe finds the first as Fuse will get dropped, excuse me. And that will just be the cleanup now here for Stormquake as they just try to gate Bianca out. Stagger him as much as humanly possible.
Yep, that will be the goal here.
Shield bash, pin all the way back over to the point. Still alive, by the way.
This is a nightmare for Bianca.
And now he's got the mech, but he's no chance to use it. Poop back.
If he remexes,
still alive, by the way. And there you go.
This is, in the grand scheme of things, about 30 seconds of time they buy. But for MVP Space now, they held the Shatter. They didn't waste it there. The problem is that Stormquake was able to build up the support ults. Remember, they were behind in that regard just for the A, but they have them now. So it's tough for MVP Space to actually trade up in a fight here. So much so they're going to chase out.
Shield bash coming in. Shatter mixes the Mind 3, looking for the pin, but Kaiser now going to be hitting the ground. As Oberon responds to the Shatter of his own. Looking for the pin, but Oberon will be taken down. Proper gets that one face. Making his way back into the mech will be safe. Ground surges down from Bianca. Bomb thrown in. Looking for the pick off, and Bianca comes up with 3. This could be snowball material here for the side of MVP Space. Kaiser only able to find Fuse before he gets taken down.
All right, this is it. This has got to be their shot. They need to get those kill confirms.
Yep, FaZe dropping down, picks up the Mega Pack, rejoins here on the point, trying to buy as much time as humanly possible. Make their way in, they get halfway to the first tick. Stormquake, can they stabilize? Blastro going to be swapping over onto the Ana, trying to get that fast build ultimate. Sojourn going lower and lower. Will be eliminated. Shatter in from the flank. Kaiser only really able to find one. Tries to get the pin. Poop over the side. Dead before he can get the pin. They pick up Proper. Now looking for Amy. Should be able to burn him down. FaZe as well. 95 energy on Yaki up in his face. Defense Major does not stand a chance. Graviton Surge locks up in. And the hubris, the overconfidence from Stormquake to play that far forward may have cost them a defense here on B. MVP Space in on the point, 73.5% left to go as they continue to clean up the kills. Nothing they can do. They will finish here on Temple of Anubis with 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining.
I don't fault them for going out there. They had a massive ult advantage. It's just that in that moment where we saw Kaiser shatter, you got a multi-man shatter there, but the protection was there. The barrier came up for Oberon right afterwards, and then we saw the barrier come down. Sound barrier. So it was in that moment where the fight was over and they had to leave. They couldn't really get out of there. They decided to try to fight. That built ultimates up for MVP Space. They're able to then go for the double cap, right? Well, not the double cap, go for the capture on B. Excuse me there. And it's like you could see the arguments, right, in a macro sense. If Stormquake is able to win that fight off of just a Shatter alone out there, and even if it goes poorly, they got the support ultimates, then they're even staggering MVP Space more. They can retreat back, they can slow down the push. There's a lot of ways that that goes really well, but MVP Space is able to survive that push, punish, go for B, and now, for the first time really since Nepal on Village, MVP Space shows signs of life in this series. And they're going to have the defense here. Remember, this is their map choice, but they're just running the 3-3. Nothing unique or varied here, minus Oberon on the Winston. So they have a lot more mobility here on the defense than what Stormquake was going to have. And the biggest thing that means is not that, oh, they're not going to have any shatters or they're going to be able to dive on top of something. No, it's that if Kaiser is aggressive, if the tank's coming to be aggressive, the supports are vulnerable to Oberon's dive. So we could see a commitment of Oberon and Bianca in the backline to kill someone like Amy or Lastro on some of these first pushes while they're trying to aggressively build those support ultimates. Let's see how it all pans out.
Well, gates will open. Stormquake pushing forward. See what approach they go for here. Looks like will be that bottom right as well. Oberon already going to be hitting the ground. Ooh, short leap. Hit his head. It might be concussed after knocking that there, but pushes his way in the back. Going to be zapping away. Instantly stunned up. And Proper will be able to take him down. Armor pack through. Now Stormquake starting to make their way over towards the point. Oberon, will he change it up? I think he's still going to be on the Winston here for now. Nope. Okay, we'll go ahead and shift over to the Rhine. So it seems like maybe they're going to be abandoning this. Defense will have to see. Still haven't made their way onto the point, so could certainly rejoin as Bianca gets taken down.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for him to get in here, though. He does finally start to get through this archway and rejoin, but getting onto the point is not realistic, and you're going to beat so much ult charge if you commit. I think they just have to give it.
They really have a rally to try to escort them forward. Seems like they will try to fight this one out to buy a little bit more time. At least they start kiting their way back, though. A little bit of indecision, trying to get everybody topped up, perhaps. Oberon working his way in, bomb in the back. As FaZe goes ahead, tries to open things up, or at least zone him out of there. Pin, pick it way off the point, but now Kaiser, shield bastion pin, will be taken down. 2 ticks handed over to the side of Stormquake. Lastro comes up the kill here on the Fuse. The support line from MVP Space completely shattered. Bianca works his way back with Tuba and Oberon as he tried to stay alive. So Jen in the front is going to be swinging away. FaZe comes in to scoop up the kill. It seems like Stormquake gets delayed very slightly, but should be able to close this out on point.
This is well done by MVP Space, though. At least they're able to get the respawns here. They didn't want to commit in further with the rally at first because they knew if they get wiped in that moment, they literally get double capped. Their time bank is abysmal. They'll be 4 minutes behind. Now they have everyone up. They've got this grab ready as Yaki does toss it in.
Yeah, Undyne ready to go. In there from Kaiser, not going to find anything. Sound barrier is going to be out. Winter grab. Yaki does slam his in. Finds Sogen, taking him out. So far, MVP Space health bars. They're looking pretty darn good. Stormquake on the retreat. Moves out on 2 ultimates in the fight.
Nicely done here for Yaki to hold the grab till the second one here. Have the counter grab ready. And they knew that Lastro wasn't going to have a chance since it was used, pretty early on in that last fight. So he's almost got it, but they knew it was very unlikely for him to have it there. And Yaki's kind of been the hero for them so far on Anubis, keeping that energy count high, building these grabs.
Proper as well, looking good now up to 70% after using that grab in the last fight.
They need to be careful of where Kaiser is going to approach with this Shatter. Oberon needs to block it because so far he's had a weak night in terms of that regard right now. So doesn't want to go too far forward to get shield bash, but also he's got to keep his team behind the barrier.
Pushing their way up. Oh, the Zarya bubble's actually going to be there to help save their lives. Bomb in the back, Shatter coming down. Bianca will pick up a double as Kaiser and Sul'Jin saying goodbye. Charge forward, Oberon not going to find the pin, but MVP Space going to break free, push forward, and try to gatekeep Stormquake back towards their spawn.
It feels like in both Blizzard World, even though they did eventually end up losing that defense, and Stormquake was able to take the 56% to win it. Now, both Blizzard World here and on Anubis, the playstyle has changed for MVP Space. They're playing a little bit more defensively. They're trying to punish the approaches for Stormquake, and I really like that. It's working very well. Yaki gets high energy, can build another grab very quickly. Now he's got another one ready for this attack. They see the approach pattern. It's going to be here on the left side, and they're already ready. Oberon's got the shield up. It's going to be tough for Proper to get a good grab off here.
Yep. Undyne will be ready to go with that Transcendence unless they can pick him off. Seems very unlikely. 100 energy ready though. Bianca popped out of the mech instantly. The ground wheel comes down. Undyne pops the Transcendence. They're stacking the ultimates actually. This may cause them in the end, but no, Oberon and now Yaki comes up with a double kill, shutting them down. Normally, so very costly to use those ultimates one on top of the other, but Stormquake lacking support ultimates completely. They crumble under the pressure.
This is Proper's individual decision. Sometimes we talk about someone making a big grab choice where it looks like it's a bad fight and it turns the fight in their favor. He kills Bianca's mech, and in that moment, with high energy, he decides, well, there's no way this fight goes poorly. I'm just going to throw the grab down, not considering support ultimates, not considering positioning, and that was a weird individual mistake, uncharacteristic of Proper there to do that, because even though MVP Space stacked those support ultimates not very well there, they still win the fight because of those ultimates. And the damage comes through with positional advantage that Oberon has. So they're buying a lot of time now.
Oh, looking for the Shatter. Kaiser going to be shield bashed out of that ultimate. Cannot get it. Lastro.
Now he's cut off.
Uses the Transcendence already. Yaki getting closer and closer to that next grab. Is also maintaining armor, so taking down this Zarya is going to be quite the task here for Stormquake. Sound Barrier and Graviton Surge, the only ultimates they have to work with, going up against nearly 4.
Yeah, this is going to be really tough. I don't know if this push is the one they really want to commit to. They want that time bank. They shouldn't get too greedy for it, though.
Oh, another one! Stuck in onto the Shatter. Oberon not going to find one here. Grab going to be set and ready. Undyne using the Transcendence. They lock him in. Fuse going to be eliminated. Answering grab does come down. Kaiser going lower and lower. They manage to find the kill. Bomb comes down from Bianca, but will not be able to get a pick. Stormquake still trying to stay in the fight phase, goes lower and lower, has the drop down, picks up the Mega Pack, gets closer to that self-destruct. Now we'll have it online. Yaki, however, still high energy, still has the armor. He's looking for a target. Helps take down FaZe, ensuring that he can't make it back into the mech. The bomb does not find any kills. Yaki,
small mistake here.
Yeah, kills himself off in the end, but it's not going to cost him overall.
It's going to cost him his energy, though. That's the big problem. That's the big thing he's losing out on. Yeah. This is one of those maps where I want to look at Yaki's average energy. We see that a lot after hybrid maps. I swear his average energy is probably over 100 somehow in this game. But I mean, seriously, he's really carrying his team right now with good bubble management, good high energy, fast grab builds. And I mean, it's a small thing, he accidentally kills himself, but whatever. Yeah. We see the respawn come through. This is Stormquake's last real chance to have a good fight here with the chance they're about to have. Lastro's got it now. This is their opportunity to grab a tick, maybe even the whole point. Otherwise, they're going to have a very, very inferior time bank.
Let's see if anybody can get a Shatter off this time, or if the shield pass will just continue to interrupt them. Bash in, Oberon early forward. Transcendence now going to be used. Rallying out from the side of MVP Space. Shatter comes down. They lock up Soulgen. They cannot find the hit. Big Shatter's out for Kaiser in response, but Undyne is there, denying the damage away with the Transcendence, keeping his team alive. But now will get dropped in exchange for the Brigaders to go down on both sides, but Yaki is just tearing them apart. A triple kill over to the Zarya for MVP Space.
We need to be watching the Zarya every time. 90 energy.
Cannot get past him.
I mean, this is just insane. He's always super high energy up at the top, and that management is demecking FaZe multiple times. It's getting him these big kills. He is the DPS player. People say, well, I don't like this meta. It's 3 tank, 3 support. No, Yaki's a DPS. He's always been a DPS. And in this game, he is doing massive damage, still holding 75 energy at the moment. This next grab, Lastro does not have the answering trance. We might see a hold here on B.
Let's see. Can use the pillar again. Goes ahead, pushes forward. Catches so many members of Stormquake. This down barrier is going to be out. They're trying to keep him alive. Bomb up into the front. Bianca manages to pick one. It's going to be a 2-for-2 exchange so far.
They need more.
Both front lines getting shattered as Yaki will get taken down. A 3-for-3 exchange on the end of this. Brig, Lucio, and the Zenyatta's all versus each other as Stormquake tries to get in onto the point. The bomber going to be popping over onto the Tracer, desperately trying to get back in. Transcendence is out from Lastro. 17 seconds remaining as Soulgen will fall. Stormquake being held off the charge forward. Oberon not going to overcommit. Goes into the wall. They get the lockup on the Kaiser.
That should be it.
Takes him down, and this should be it. MVP Space looking to continue to go undefeated on Assault. They look to close things out here on Temple of Anubis proper in on the point, trying to buy some time. It's a lot of damage off with that Tracer, but cannot get the picks. It will not lead to a victory. It ticks down. And MVP Space, they put a win on the board. 2-1 at the moment. Stormquake still leading, but MVP turning the gears, looking to get that reverse sweep.
They maintain a 100% win rate on Assault. Things looking grim, down 0-2. When they were in this scenario against Runaway, they won Assault as well. Now they weren't able to win that series. They ended up losing it 1-3. But this is very reminiscent of that. As you turn it up, you had to Assault. Yaki is the carry. I'm disappointed in our Observer team for missing a lot of the big moments, actually, of when he was high ult charge. I mean, we're talking about 99, 100 energy. You see it in the kill feed. He's walking up with 3 kills. It's not a shock. It's not a surprise because this guy is managing his energy so well. And MVP Space, this is the analogy I always use. They're taking the dodgeball approach. You know, a dodgeball where you can either throw the ball and hit someone, or you can catch the ball. The person who throws it is out. And that is what MVP Space is doing here. They're catching the ball. They're waiting for Stormquake's approaches. They're playing a lot more defensively. They're playing a lot more reactionary. And that's leading to Oberon blocking more of Kaiser's approaches. Also, not just that, but we're also seeing these shatters locked down coming through from these shield bashes from Tuba as well. And it's tough for Kaiser to be a carry on a bigger map like this. We have these long run backs on a map like Assault. You know, similar to Blizzard World in a lot of ways, but MVP Space's defense there as well. This is what I'm talking about. They started it on Blizzard World. They kind of finished it, got a little bit better at making it work as we moved into Anubis. The momentum shifts in this moment back towards MVP Space, the favorites in this series. And I think that there is a world where we could see a reverse sweep now after that dominant defense there as Yaki comes up big. The coach here looking through maps, talking about opportunities. The map you want to avoid, you know, if your MVP Space is Route 66, it's not their map pick. It will be Stormquakes. And that's the scary thing we talked about. It's like, okay, yeah, you get your win on your 100% win rate map type, but now you've got to go through Stormquake's best map type in Escort. If you can win that, you get to play that game 5.
Yep. Back to Control to try to pull off the reverse sweep. MVP Space, the pressure still mounting on top of them, but looking better after the victory here on the Temple of Anubis. We'll go ahead and relive some of the moments from it.
So you can see Kaiser shut down at many turns by Tuba on the Brigida when he's trying to look for these shield bashes. You know, won't be the case obviously moving forward to future patches, but it's the last time you're going to see that kind of play.
Yeah, this was the big one, the push forward. Yeah, and it all just started kind of spiral out of control for him.
Look at Fuse's angle here. He sets it up, goes around the back, sets it up with the right-click boop. And that's when things really go wrong for Stormquake here on the defense. Kaiser goes for the Hail Mary charge, gets shut down. That's the beginning of the end here.
Yeah, I mean, some really clutch boops as well. You got to say, coming in, just knocking Kaiser to the side, denying those pins at every twist and turn. So Fuse, really great from him. The Lucio play has been, I guess, a little bit under the radar tonight, other than maybe Amy's move initially on Sanctum that we saw them help get the pick off there onto Tuba.
Yeah, this is the commitment, the mistake there from Proper to commit that grab when they didn't have positional advantage and there were double support ultimates. And that cost, they had to build an entire new grab because of that. And against a team that's playing so defensively like MVP Space, it really takes a long time to actually do that. If you go back and watch the VOD, or if you watch these highlights, one of the things I'm watching all the time with my eyes is just Yaki's ult charge rate. Sometimes we're not watching his first person view, but you could see when his ult charge goes from 20 to 50 in a few seconds, then up to 70, you know that guy is doing real damage, and he's got that high energy, whether we see it or not in first person. He is absolutely the hero of MVP Space tonight. Fuse has had his moments. He set up that big explosion for Bianca that got them B. But it is Yaki who is saving them in almost always lost fights. Will be Route 66. Surprise, surprise here for Stormquake. MVP Space has got to be ready for this, though. This is not a tricky thing anymore. This has been seen by teams across the world. We've seen it in even our Guangzhou match with Seoul Dynasty. It is very popular. Stormquake popularized it in Korea, but because they've shown it so much now, MVP Space has got to have an answer, you have to think.
Except the variant that we saw in that match was Ashe actually being implemented in. Will we see that? Is that the new addition? Do you go for the Ashe instead of the Widow with that quad DPS?
That's the question. And so far, Solgen is showcasing. Remember we talked about how this guy very rarely gets to showcase his hit scan, and it's always a beautiful thing when we do see it. He is teasing it at the moment. The difference between Ashe and Widow is obviously a little bit more burst potential with fully charged Widow scope. But what Ashe has is a little bit more AoE, but obviously the potential to contest the cart and use Bob, which is a much more impactful ultimate than, especially in this meta, than Infrasight. However, they're teasing us even further. I guess we'll just have to wait. MVP Space has to start 3-3. They can't blind go hit scan here. That would be ridiculous. They would possibly get totally rolled over if they went for that. It's the attacker's advantage.
Yeah. Here
and
we
it
go.
will be the Ashe.
So Jen is showing it here. Kaiser going to be swapping over onto the Wrecking Ball. Astro taking some shots here with the Hanzo. That's way up through the train car, looking for a pile drive, but MVP Space playing back around the corner. So we will get our first look at Ashe. Dynamite so far not going to find anything. It's a very nice headshot onto Oberon, however, takes him down below half HP.
Very difficult to get kills with Ashe against 3-3, but building that ult charge is good enough. That's what she's looking here for with the Dynamite.
Let's jump over the top. Get a couple blasts in.
FaZe is also completely uncontested at the moment.
Pushing their way out, very low HP there. Astro will get taken down. Tuba managing to stay alive for a little bit longer. Pop out onto the mech there. Sul'Jen with the high ground, finds Tuba. FaZe gets rid of the baby D.Va. Pushing out, Undyne, picked off, Fuse gone. Sul'Jen looking like an absolute monster with the Ashe. Gets the boot back here. Needs to get a reload, but it's okay. FaZe has his back, gets the rocket there to eliminate the enemy Rein. And Stormquake will continue to roll.
We're going to have to be honest, though. This is not about the Ashe. This is about the Pharah here. FaZe was in picture, but he was the one doing the massive damage. He was the one keeping MVP Space kept in that choke. They couldn't come out, and when they did the big damage. He gets to keep the barrage. And the thing about Ashe is now she's soon to have Bob online, so contesting this final point here on A is going to be so easy for Stormquake. MVP Space swaps composition.
Jump over the side proper, picking off on them with the pulse bomb. Bianca already taken out of the mech. Kaiser just finding that one. Barrage going to be dropped in. Gets a lot of damage through double kill as Yaki will be eliminated. And Oberon on the back doesn't stand a chance. Bob has been used. Sul'Jen did go ahead and pop that one. Sad that I didn't get to see it.
Well, you know, I mean,
it's all right. Might have more opportunity.
It was a little bit overkill, I think, to use it there, but safe.
Swaps.
And yeah, we will see swaps because this is no longer relevant outside of A. But this is not a quote-unquote counter to 3-3. It's a very unique strategy on point A of Route 66. And, you know, so that's part of the reason why they used Bob there is because, like, okay, we guarantee this for sure.
Oh, they decided to keep it.
Okay, now this is a bit surprising.
They see that, okay.
They're actually messing with MVP Space, saying, okay, we're swapping. They show the swaps, they come back here.
All right. Sul'Jen going low.
But it looks like they're going to lose a lot of time from it.
See, over onto the cart here. Proper going to be pushing forward, looking to distract. Okay, they're sticking through. with 3 of the DPS.
Okay, this could be a good pile driver angle.
Knocks him up for a little bit there, but Kaiser goes low, picks up the Mega Pack. Undyne can get picked off, get the Transcendence, but Proper just eliminates him. Poking in from the side. MVP trying to maintain control of the cart, but now Bianca going to get knocked out of the mech. So very low here onto the Zarya. Yaki under fire, trying to stay alive. Bianca going to be eliminated. Pulse bomb into the back.
Tracer,
a lot of damage here onto Oberon. Proper is just wreaking havoc. The shield bash not going to connect, but he doesn't have a recall, so will be taken down. But MVP space doesn't really matter if they get the Tracer because the rest of the team is suffering heavy losses.
And the cart keeps rolling. Mind games here from Stormquake working out very well. While we're seeing some of these members chase down FaZe, the only person who really was able to even slightly damage FaZe in this case was Bianca, who chased him, but that meant that there was no defense matrix for the Tracer damage, and as long as Tuba wasn't hitting the shield bash there, free reign for Proper to toss a pulse bomb and look for damage all around. Consistent damage output is so strong if you can get it off. Now we're going to see Bob in just a moment here again, this time much more relevant than the last.
Yep, into the back there, over on the high ground, pushed back, Mirage out from FaZe, manages to find the enemy, Winston, he goes lower and lower, but they actually managed to keep him alive. FaZe still going to be in the fight. Pushing around the corner, Soulgen Bomb online.
Initiation is what Bob can do for them in this fight from the high ground. This is going to be the angle they want to look for.
Over the top, Bob coming after the D.Va, looking to just get those normal left clicks in onto Bianca, but it's under the line of damage. Bob, here he comes, what can he get done?
He's bringing a lot of damage right now, but the trance is good to answer.
Shot over the side, denying over on the high ground, taking him lower and lower. Where did Bob go? Did he send him off the side of the map, actually? Like, I can't even tell.
No, he was doing damage the whole time off to the side, but not enough to go through that trance, obviously.
Just didn't even get it close up on him, but shots coming through. Bianca nearly knocked out. Pulse bomb's gonna be good. That's gonna be Fuse eliminated. Nearly found Undyne as well. He's still dangerously low there on that Zenyatta. Bianca manages to get a go with a pilot pistol, but otherwise, we'll just be taken down as Stormquake look to advance here onto point
It's
B.
chaos, and MVP Space is refusing to match it, you know? They don't have a hit scan player here. When they have Tuba on the roster, I think it may have been a mistake. I mean, this is a crazy thing to say given that Attune has not really played all season, but he's the answer to quad DPS on this map. And when you know Stormquake is definitely gonna run it at least on A, having a matching hit scan player is a good idea. MVP Space is not, you know, keeping 3-3 because they think it's supposed to counter Pharah. They're keeping it because they don't have a hit scan player. They've only got Projectile and a Brigitte here. So now it's just massive advantage for Stormquake all around.
Oh, Bob charging straight up the center, manages to knock Bianca up into the air, taking some shots there at Yaki. Zarya Bubble will expire, zones him back.
Bob living so long, too.
His aim is just, he's busted, man.
Beautiful tracking.
Absolutely beautiful tracking from Bob. Undyne and Fuse both going to be eliminated now. Zacart continues to advance, 2.5 minutes still remaining. Proper looking to hound down Oberon here.
I mean, Oberon is like running out of his own base. I mean, this is absolute domination from Stormquake.
Spare me, please.
Like, the cart is rolling for free while he's out there. He's got to get back any primals to rejoin.
Yeah, he's trying to kill Proper, isolates him, pushes him over to the side. They will be able to get the kill onto the enemy Hanzo. Denying away that Dragon Strike for a little bit longer. Hop over to the side, and hound down in on Alastro. Will be able to eliminate him. So really, for the first time in a very long time, the cart has been halted.
And this is where you have to swap heroes because you can't really get a good angle for Ashe around this corner. When the cart's this far away, you can't be on top of it. So they have to swap. And this is where MVP Space can start to regain ground because they have the ult advantage because they've been running this comp for so long. That's part of the reason why they kept it. You know, obviously Black hit scan's an issue. They have this grab ready. It's going to be a long time before Proper has his.
Soulgen trying to take. They're trying to stay alive rather. Took a lot of damage there. Kaiser getting popped. Will be taken down now. Soulgen dying. Transcendence used by Undyne here on the push. Proper just trying to build up as much as he can on the retreat, but
this is massive for MVP Space because, yes, they used the trance, but it was super efficient. They hold the grab, and once again, Yaki, good energy build here. Probably shouldn't duel Proper too long because he's going to be feeding too much.
He's actually staying alive.
Yeah, but now they walk back with the same amount of ultimates essentially they had before. Undyne really being the only one missing his ult, but they know because Proper had just recently swapped, it's okay that they don't have an answering trance because there's no grab yet. Fuse gets a lucky kill here now, and this whole thing's opened up.
Yeah, really odd one to see Fuse coming up with a kill on an enemy Zenyatta there. Proper picked off as he gets 90%. And look, I mean, look at MVP.
This looks like a hold to me.
Yeah, they can have the big six here, Stormquake. They got to engineer some crazy fight
Yeah, Undyne is the only one who's, you know, taking a risk poking out here, but he wants to, if he can, build that trance, because if he has it, they have the big 6, and there's no way Stormquake breaks through. It's simply not, it's almost impossible, you know, in the realms of professional Overwatch.
Shatter coming down, will be able to lock up one, grabs out, looking for the bomb hit here. Kaiser going to be eliminated. The bomb will come through, but doesn't find any kills.
Undyne's so close to the trance, this should get it for him.
Sound barrier is going to be through. Undyne now going to have the trance online, face to be popped out of the mech. Able to find that one charge forward coming through here. Oberon swinging away. It's the bubble, looking for that next shatter. As it's down to 3 seconds. Can anyone even tag the cart here for Stormquake? Looks like yes. It is going to be Amy in the back line, trying to stay alive, dueling out with Fuse. Shatters out from Kaiser. Doesn't look like he finds Smudge,
nice
but Oberon finds Zul'jin. Crawford does manage to take down Fuse as Stormquake tries to keep this contested. In the way back over, Shatters online from Oberon. Can he line it up? Can he put them in the grave? The Shatter's going to be good. The shield from Amy not going to be lasting nearly long enough. Tuba scoops up a double kill. Faye's going to get popped out, taken down. The bomb will get nothing. And the OT will take away MVP space. Stop Stormquake from completing Route 66.
When you look at the members of MVP space, this is 6 players who have been around for a long time. The only recent members that they added, obviously, were the 7 players, Tuba, Attune, Evo, and even they have played for longer than a majority of the members of Stormquake in terms of competitive history. Down 0-2, they crush on Anubis, they win that map, they bring it back, they stay calm and collected, they don't panic, they don't choke against the quad DPS. Sure, it gets them through point A and through B, but the time bank they get is fairly weak. They stick with their guns. They're playing for point C, where they have the ult advantage with their 3-3. And we see this time and time again on Route 66. The team runs the quad DPS. They run into problems on C. They're down on ultimates. Then when the attack comes through from the team that just defended, right? They come through with 3-3 the whole time, coming with a better time bank. They've got more opportunities to finish the map. So as cool and exciting as it is to see Ashe, as cool as exciting it is to see this quad DPS that Stormquake has popularized, they come out, bring it out here as we expected in this series. We talked about it since game 1. It fits the storyline, but it may cost them big here if now on the attack, MVP Space is just able to roll them over with 3-3, be more efficient. Because that time bank that they walked into C with was very inferior to what very likely MVP Spaces, if they're not halted on A here, will come in through with.
Yeah, they know very well that this is going to be just a 3-3 on the side of Stormquake. They spot the D.Va, they spot the Lucio. That's pretty much enough to go ahead and give it away. Fuse not going to be able to find anything. We'll just be swapping back over onto Lucio. MVP Space looks to advance the cart. Can they get a completion here on Route 66? Push past to where Stormquake left off. Take us to that final map.
If Bianca on the high ground is doing tons of damage, Amy's going to have to relinquish that away. Nicely done. Bianca builds 30% from that small maneuver. Knocks Amy off again.
Yep.
And look at this trade.
Back.
FaZe is super losing that one.
Yeah, Kaiser going to get stunned up here. Amy nearly picked off, trying to hide in behind the shield. Fuse pushes forward. Oops, coming down from both these Lucios. Just looking to displace the enemy teams. Hart still inching forward. They desperately try to top FaZe back up, but the healing is very slow outside of those armor packs, which only come every now and then. They don't have one right now for Kaiser. He gets picked off. Undyne opening things here for his squad. Into the back phase, charging around, trying to build up, but he's still going to be 35% behind Bianca, who has already got that self-destruct online.
Amy was challenging Bianca's high ground positioning, but it didn't feel like anyone else on Stormquake was on the same page about dealing with this pesky D.Va. So Amy kept getting threatened and getting pushed back because he was nearly dying while trying to right-click him off. And every time that happened, Stormquake was taking too much damage. Amy wasn't healing enough. And eventually, Undyne gets that stray kill. That's all they need.
Counter out from Oberon, not going to find much. Lastro going to be using the Transcendence bomb into the back. Bianca finds Proper, takes him down, didn't have the bubble ready to go. Now Oberon finds Zul'jin, so last second contest here from Stormquake. They don't commit anything other than the Transcendence, but they will be giving up point A, so a very healthy time bank of 4:45 here for MVP Space.
Yeah, Yaki is coming up here, you know, trying to get a little bit more information, trying to get a stray kill if anyone's poking forward. If Proper comes up, sticks his head out too far, maybe he gets a kill there. They get even more free push. But look at this time bank. Again, much better than really what we saw from Stormquake there. He's got full vision as to where he needs to launch this grab. FaZe has already used his thruster, so he needs to be careful about that.
Guys are going to be looking for the setup here. Shatter ready to go. Grabs out from Yaki. It's just a whiff. It finds
Big
nothing.
Time. Yeah.
Maybe a bit of a fat finger there coming through, but no one nearby. You have to expect it was completely a misplay. Shatter going to be coming down. Locks up 3 here into the front. The pin's going to be good. In on a Bianca. Sound very out from Q. Still going to be committed to the fight. They're zoned off the cart, and honestly, you have to kind of question MVP space right here in this moment.
Yeah.
Those last 2 ultimates should not have been used.
And it's really one of those moments, too, where you have this choke point where your opponent's always going to have an advantage, too. I think they saw Kaiser was edging forward, and Yaki made the call, I'm going to grab this wall because they're coming up and we can get a big one here. But it was only Kaiser who was there, and even he was not really caught. So it's kind of a misjudged situation here for MVP Space. But yeah, wasted ultimates, it's going to cost them big. All their momentum now wasted. They're going to have to take these slow outside approaches, which cost you a lot of ult charge and a lot of time if they fail.
Yeah, Kaiser's nearly got another Shatter online here to match Oberon. Playing in the back.
It's so hard for Oberon to hit a Shatter here against Kaiser. He can't really be shield bash too. He's using the cart as an actual literal wall.
Okay, Grab going to be coming down there. Lock up, Fuse. They get undone as well, so both supports going to be in here. Pin for pin, both Ryan's hitting the ground. Bombs coming down, shields up. No one can get picked off. Bring around the Rosie again as Stormquake moves back over. Kaiser looking for the setup. Drops the hammer and catches everybody in the back. Locks him in, the pin, not going to get a connection there onto Yaki, but they'll still clean up the kills. Stormquake in control, draining the clock.
And this is a phenomenal position for them because they still control this choke. Remember what I was talking about before, Kaiser could just sit back at the cart. He's got the cart where his chest is, essentially at the center of his shield. Very difficult to shield bash him at that position. You can't shatter him while he's got the barrier up, so you have to break it. And they have to take this long wraparound every time.
Grab ready to go. No energy builds up. Throws it straight in front of the D.Va. A very risky move, but FaZe does not deny that one away. So Jen going to be taken down. Kaiser looking for the pin. The poop to the side again. Going to be denying him anything. And now FaZe will be knocked out. This is going to be the front line of Stormquake suffering losses. As Proper tries to stay alive. Will get a pop out here onto Bianca's mech. LeBron's still going to be swinging around. Grab's coming down. They're still looking to win this one, and they will, despite the front line being broken early on.
You pointed out at the beginning of the fight, Yaki had no energy, and he got split off from the rest of his team. Look at how long he was in that fight, and look at how little grab charge he built. This is one of those rare cases where he's completely shut down. He's cut off from the rest of his squad, can't properly bubble, can't then build that ult charge, or rather the energy charge he needs to do proper damage. No pun intended here. Proper holds the high ground, and they still have this cart on lock.
Their way down. Oberon finds the first kill. Now Kaiser going to be eliminated again, suffering heavy losses here. And with Lastro dying without using that Transcendence, I don't think this is going to lead to a hold again here for Stormquake. But they drain the clock down to 117 here as they finally start to advance past the initial choke.
Nice pick there by Oberon. Without that, this would not be possible, and MVP Space would probably be held once again. But yeah, as you say, Lastro's dead before he can trance. There's just no way to flip things around. And with MVP Space pushing this around, this is not the time bank I expected to see if they had A. I didn't think they'd get halted at this choke, but Stormquake has really put a dent in that bank. Now they're going to come around, splitting FaZe off to the side. They try to collapse onto this.
Shatter comes down. It's going to be good here for Oberon, looking for the kills. Lastro, however, counteracting with the Transcendence. Bombs out from both D.Vas, not going to find anything.
Rally's big here for two, but Yaki's almost at that grab. He's, got the better energy right now as well. If he can push through and do that damage, he's heading towards it.
Barriers up from both sides. Shatter going to be coming down. Only finds one. Sound barriers out from Fuse. Now matched by Amy. Pin is going to be good. Pushes Tuba over to the side. So Jet goes forward to help pick up the kill.
Yaki though.
Grab is in. Yaki high energy. Proper going to be eliminated, but Kaiser knocks Bianca out of the mech as they try to turn things around. BP Space. So just down the mech. Tuba going to be trying to rejoin here. Shatter is good from Kaiser. Locks him in. They take him out. Swap over here from Proper.
He just won them that fight.
Just trying to rejoin in.
Kaiser
around the back of the fight. Fuse is going to be going for the card. Can he tag it in? Stormquake. Do they close this out? The OT coming through. MVP
Tuba
Space
can't touch it.
have to make their way back. It'll just go ahead and tick down. Stormquake scooping up the victory. They will be advancing into the semifinals.
Very well played by Kaiser tonight and his squad around him. His Shatter in that last fight eliminates Yaki from the board. He has full energy. He's doing massive damage. He grabs. He's already at 60 energy. When the Shatter comes down, if he does not get locked up, if that Shatter does not come down, Yaki carries the fight. And we're still commentating the rest of that push. We're going to be talking about the time bank after B. But again and again and again, Kaiser comes up with these big shatters. We had some questions at the beginning of the season about synergy around this player, the synergy between him and Proper. Where are the bubbles? What's going on with these straight charges? We don't have those questions anymore. There were some definitely shaky moments around the edges here for Stormquake in terms of their aggression. When you talk about Anubis, when you talk about their heavy commitment and their tricky strategies there with quad DPS on Route 66, there were definitely potentially some drawbacks to that. But when those moments happen, when you're in these tense fights that could win or lose a game, Kaiser just doesn't miss, and he's got the eye of the Kaiser, as they say.
Yep.
And he is going to find those weak points. He's going to find those dropped shields. He wins them that last map, closes out the series.
Fantastically done. Proper as well. Some stellar play there on the Zarya, helping to win that fight that looked like it was going to be lost. I mean, they really scraped by at the end there, managed to maintain control. They hold off MVP from getting to B, and they take the Series 3-1. MVP, again, seems like they're just not destined to make it into the round of 4. Their road ends here for Season 3. For all of 2018 up until this point, they just matched the same amount of success as they found in Season 2. But Stormquake, in their initial year, their initial season rather, I should say, of joining into contenders, now move on to the semifinals. Absolutely astounding for this group of players who just came together via the open division, went through trials, and now they're here on the big stage.
So a lot of people saying Korea is really weak now. There's not a lot of good teams, all the best players left. How do you